Hello and welcome to tonight's Super Metroid 100% tournament. Tonight we have AzulynoT03 versus the WhiteMageBecky. I am Sir Roth, and with me is Freya's Spirit. How are you doing tonight, Freya?
We are doing wonderfully. We want to see an amazing run from Becky. We want to see an amazing match, but we are definitely biased towards Becky winning.
Can't say I don't agree with you there, but we'll see what these runners have in store. You were telling me that these runners have a very close PB, so this should be really interesting to see how they're going to race this race. If I'm not mistaken, Becky does an early grapple, correct?
We believe so.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. What does an early grapple route involve for 100%?
An early grapple route involves killing Crocomire early before Plasma, which means that the Crocomire fight will be a bit slower, but that you don't have to do an ice clip for Spring Ball, and that you have an extra E-Tank for the wreck ship. And we would recommend everybody who's starting to do that, because the extra E-Tank in the wreck ship makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. Especially with rooms like the Spiky Death Room.
And that segment in the wreck ship with the Spiky Death Room, and after that, is a segment where health matters the most in the run.
Yeah.
And hopefully we won't see either of these runners die to death in the Spiky Death Room.
Yeah, no, we don't want to see anybody die there. That would be just terrible. All right, so runners escaping Sirius Station here, coming out, and they don't want to get too much steam. Steam will just cause them a bit of a time loss. They don't take any damage from the steam, but it's annoying. Nobody wants to see that. And they're gonna make their way to Zebus, the planet. They get some planet fall here, and once they do that, they're gonna go and it's pretty typical Super Metroid opener, right? We're gonna go collect that morph ball. We're gonna go collect some missiles. We're gonna go beat up Bomb Terizo. Yeah, we're gonna beat him up. Get rid of him.
Wow, they both got really high 45, which is amazing.
Yeah.
This is already super close.
No. I mean, this is what we were talking about, right? Like, these two runners are very close in skill. So we should see a pretty close race. I think Becky's like a 120, right? 120?
Becky's probably at we think Becky's at a 121, but consistently getting PB paces. Okay. And is going for the 119.
Yeah. So that is a spectacular 100% time. Let's not kid ourselves here. So if Azulynot is at around that same time, which I have no reason to believe that is not true, especially the way that they're starting off here.
Oh, does Becky use Moonfall now? For a long time, Becky wasn't using Moonfall, but then Becky just tried to use Moonfall there.
Yep. Unfortunately missed it there. Going to lose some time to that. So, but yeah. Once we kill Bomb Terizo, we're going to go over to Brinstar. We're going to get ourselves some early super missiles. So we're going to see some really cool tricks kind of starting about now. The first big one that we're going to see that's going to help us get those early supers is that mock ball. The mock ball. So what does that involve?
Ooh, they both did the same construction zone strat. Not the world record strat, but the one that Behemoth uses because Behemoth doesn't have angle down. They shot out a bunch of blocks rather than doing a down back.
Wait, doesn't Behe hold the world record? Did it change hands?
Zeus stole it by a second.
Whoa! When that must have happened pretty recently.
Months ago.
That's still pretty recent. Oh, last time I saw him, he was doing 100% map. Anyway, so that mock ball trick, right? So here we got the climb. This is a pretty tricky room here. Go ahead.
This is awesome. We have Becky doing the ledge grab climb, and we have Azuli doing the classic climb, doing those wall jumps.
Yeah. This room is notoriously difficult, as you can see. Kind of has evened out our runners. Becky's still just a hair behind here.
There's
that. Go ahead.
So they're going to want to shoot 5 beam shots and then 7 missiles into Bomb Chorizo.
Yep.
Ideally, not picking up all 7 missiles, all the missile drops, because they want to pick up, because they can only hold 5 max.
That's true. Yeah. So they don't want to take any damage here. Taking damage here would be not good.
So it's really he's morphing on the right pixel to make Bomb Chorizo jump back immediately. Yeah. And Becky is doing something which is ever so slightly slower, making Bomb Chorizo take a little step forward and then jump back.
Yeah. Becky taking a little bit of damage there, but oh no, the head came off. Nobody wants that.
But Becky, both of them leaving with full ammo, full health. Yep. That is exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, that's good. The position of the drops was really good for Becky there, so no problem. Here's an Alcatraz escape for AzulynoT. Spectacular for both runners getting that. That is a really difficult early trick. Probably something runners who come into this game, they're like, man, I gotta learn that. But actually, that mock ball that I mentioned is much more important to learn. It's gonna get you these early supers that were gonna come up, and it's used in a ton of places. All right, so it looks like our runners are not caring about their energy, so they're not going to be going up for early power bombs in all likelihood. They're going up red tower for those early power bombs. They might want to preserve a little bit of energy there.
You can do Alcatraz one-handed, but can you do Alcatraz with your feet?
You do Alcatraz with my feet? Come again?
Oh, somebody in chat said that they do Alcatraz one-handed, but can they do Alcatraz with their feet? There is a foot % category.
Can anyone do it with their feet? What is that on the extensions board?
Did Oates actually do that with his feet? So right here we see a tiny amount of route divergence. Azuli is picking up the reserve tank first. Becky's going to pick it up later. So we think the way that Becky is doing is setting Becky up for some very, very tricky inputs. Becky is going to have to turn around in Morph Ball perfectly, because in Morph Ball you don't get a turnaround animation. And it looks like Becky unmorphed before turning around, which is slightly unoptimal there. But more importantly, Azuli just missed this mock ball reverse, and Becky did too, so they are still incredibly, incredibly close.
Yeah, that is the most difficult mock ball in the game right here. So they're gonna make sure they don't forget these missiles here. It looks like AzulynoT got the quick fall. Yeah. Oh, double quick fall. All right.
Very nice. So we saw our first bit of route divergence over any percent, and in picking up the reserve, and we're going to see our second bit of route divergence in just a second. They're going to skip the missiles next to charge and pick them up later.
Yeah. That's going to happen a couple of times during the run where they're going to skip over some things. We'll point them out and make sure our runners, they won't forget those things. There's a lot of little items like that are in weird places. That's when you're running this game and you're trying to go fast, it's easy to forget those things. Oates did see. Okay, somebody in chat pointing out that Oates did CWJ with his feet. Well, spectacular.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Also, somebody in chat saying that he still has the world record. Whatever. It's not terribly important for our race tonight. Here we have AzulynoT versus Becky.
Record, but not the any % world record.
What's that?
Behemoth does have the Hundo item world record, but not the 80% world record.
All right, there we go. Yeah, I knew Zosti had a hundo record. But all right.
Wait,
Both of our
Azuli's
runners.
going up?
Hmm?
What?
Okay,
Oh,
so Azuli must want those early power bombs. So looks good on this. Yeah, nice hero shot. This a little bit of a route divergence. From my understanding, there is no timing difference between going up and getting these power bombs here. That is, if you do it, proficiently.
yeah.
So it's going to save AzulynoT in a couple of places, right? AzulynoT's going to be able to pick up the Kraid missiles first go. AzulynoT's going to be able to go into Bubble Mountain, lay a power bomb, and blow up the power bomb blocks there to get through a little bit quicker.
And in Rising Tide, Azuli's going to be able to lay the power bomb to clear the sound cue to make the door transition happen a little bit earlier.
Exactly.
The downside of this is that you're basically saving 10 to 20 frames and giving up a bunch of health for it. So you have to do this absolutely perfectly, otherwise you just automatically lose time. Actually, with that, such a sick quick entrance.
Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah, there's this here where AzulynoT can farm a little bit in this here the Hellway.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
we think Azuli farming there means that Azuli just lost back any time that Azuli could have potentially gained. Doing this early power bombs means you have to play absolutely perfectly in order to actually save any time.
Which I don't know that it actually saves any time. I think it's time neutral, but yeah, you're right. Like I think that the farm, it did cost Azuli a little bit of time there.
So the Becky twist is going to come up from Becky. Becky's going to shoot a charge shot at Kraid, and then turn around a couple times to get the timing for the supers.
Sweet.
Very famous
Nice.
strat. Oh no, Becky didn't get any supers.
Well, there were a couple there. All right, there's a various suit for Becky. All right, so this route divergence here, AzulynoT has those power bombs. We're not gonna know exactly who is ahead, for a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. It's entirely possible that we won't know who's ahead until after Ridley is dead and Lower Norfair is cleared.
I would
choose to pick those up.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because those missiles. Yeah, you're right. So those missiles aren't going to be picked up there until Becky gets to be heading down to Lower Norfair. So yeah, that is one benefit there. Picking up those missiles on this first go that early power bomb route has. I like that. I prefer that myself. But again, you've got to play it really, really clean in order to get the time back from going up there.
So Julie is setting up for 2 minutes. Oh, uncharged shot, Kraid quick kill. That is swag. That is swag very rarely seen. It saves about a second over the charge shot, Kraid quick kill, just because you can shoot a little bit earlier and there's less lag because you're in morph for longer.
Yeah. Well, nailed it. So picking up the variant suit with Becky coming in here to high jump, picking up the E-tank. Gonna be going to get that those some Air Jordans. Nice D-boost there by AzulynoT. Gotta love those stuff.
Save some miss. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna say, that was it.
Is that a mock ball from Azuli? It is.
Yes. Looks good.
That is so nice. Swag.
Yeah, well, AzulynoT is putting on some power. Definitely pulling no punches in all the tricks that they're pulling out.
We'd really like to know who's ahead.
Oh, we're not going to know that for a while. All right, so chat pointing out that Azuli is the higher seed in this race. But again, their PBs are pretty close, so it's not going to be over until it is over. And with the pace that both of these runners are on, this is pretty close, and it's going to stay that way. It looks, unless some disaster strikes, which we hope does not happen. Am I right?
We always want a really, really close race to the end.
All right, there's some Air Jordans for AzulynoT.
Ooh, laying a power bomb. Oh, Azuli has power bomb, so can do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep, that's another.
that can save time.
Yep, another little trick. Because you can lay that power bomb and pick up at that misspec. You can wait for the fanfare. The power bomb will be gone. Enemy will be gone. Block will be gone. Nice little. There's a green boomerang there for Becky. Oh boy, did we cross over into Zelda? Just kidding. Speed
Becky
booster.
go fast.
Yeah, everybody likes that. Probably if you've ever played the Zelda combo randomizer, it's definitely the best of the boomerangs.
Can you shine spark into cannon?
Mm-hmm. Sure can. All right. Becky gonna be heading over to Wave Beam. Meanwhile, AzulynoT coming into this Bubble Mountain area very shortly.
So let's see what Azuli does in Bubble Mountain. Going for this really swag hard strat. The fastest strat.
Oh man, that was really well executed.
And now Becky has a choice. Becky can either go for kill Croc for grapple, or go to Ice Beam for early ice. Becky is going to kill Croc, but this is major route divergence Nintendo item.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see here where AzulynoT goes, because I'm not 100% familiar with their routing. Now, they did already do early power bombs here, so I don't know that I'd be terribly surprised the way they're playing if they went early ice, too.
Yeah, that would actually make sense. Just going for the world record route.
Yeah.
And just pushing and pushing and pushing, no matter what.
Yeah. That's talk about time saves. Time saves in that early ice route. You really have to be on your game. That's going to be something where we go see Crocmire much later. And again, for route divergence, we're really not going to know who's ahead until much later in the run.
So Becky with the swag entrance into Croc.
Mm-hmm.
You literally just stop there. You should literally just stop when you enter the room, shoot the green door, and then fall into it. It looks incredibly silly, but it's within a frame or two of the optimal strat, and so easy and less input heavy.
Oh. All right. Zully getting that wave beam.
So Becky's going for a wraparound shot. I'm going to open the door from the right side. And that should be the door on the left side of the room open.
Yeah, that wraparound shot. We're going to see that one more time, too, later on with the gauntlet. So we'll see if Becky wants to shine spark across here to go get those power bombs. There's one thing I really like about these 100% routes. The shine spark is absolutely featured all over the place. Ooh, here it is. AzulynoT going for the early ice route. Right across Frog Speedway. This makes a lot of sense with those early power bombs. So you talked about this. That's going to be no one E-tank down, no Croc E-tank, and no grapple beam, which has a number of consequences, right? Dragon, you can't use the grapple beam there. There's no backup for things like Ocean Fly. You can't fall back on the grapple beam there. So it's going to be interesting to see. Plus, as you mentioned, this means AzulynoT has to go for that ice beam clip to get into Spring Ball.
Yeah, Azuly is really, really going for it. Azuly, early ice is faster, technically.
Yep.
If it has a higher ceiling of how good of a time you can get, but it's also way, way, way less consistent. And there's about half a dozen strats that Azuly's gonna have to do really well.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Indiana Jones that Becky misses. One of the few strats that's actually harder with early grapple.
Yeah, something that a lot of runners don't even think about, right, is just getting the wreck ship E-tank. You have to do the either you have to do the bomb jump. You have to like turn off high jump. When there's a third thing that is also equally slow.
Azuly.
Go ahead.
So both of those runners went for sparks there. Becky went for a spark to the Indiana Jones missiles, and Azuly went for Alpha Spark. And those are both notable because this is a segment where health matters more than anywhere else in the run. And both of those runners are just really going for it and sacrificing health for seconds.
Yep.
At the risk of death, they're just losing the run.
Yeah. And we can see already the difference, right? Becky has an extra E-tank versus where AzulynoT is. So that could be huge if things go wrong in the upcoming Phantoon fight. Oh, chat, we always pray for no soft locks. No soft locks. We don't want to see that. We want to see good, clean races here. Okay. Really not going for Ocean Fly here, right?
That looks a little bit too late. That looks like the spark is a little bit too late.
Yeah,
yeah.
The beam looked like it went off screen. Yep.
So let's watch Azuly's health here because coming up right after Phantoon's Spiky Room of Death, which is the single most deadly room in the run.
Now they do have a bit in reserve. We don't know what that is. For Becky, it's about 60 or so, as we just saw there. But we don't know what it is for AzulynoT. So 156 with various suit, which does make the Phantoon fight a little bit easier. We'll have to see how this goes. Here's a hero shot for Becky.
Heck the Red Tower.
Yeah, Red Tower.
Red Tower.
That room's just, it's designed to have ice beam. You're intended to have ice beam there, and blech.
Let's see how good Azuly's Phantoon is, because every bit of health carries on.
Yeah, it's really going to matter. Just missing that speed ball there. A really, really cool trick, but really tight to get in there and get through that hole.
So it looks like Azuly is setting up for a proper X Factor. There's 20 damage. Oh, only 20 damage. That is great. That is great. And he's gonna double Doppler. He's gonna Doppler to finish it off. 2 missiles, 2 missiles, 2 missiles, 2 missiles, 2 missiles, and a super.
That so far looked good.
1 missile short, so 3 missiles and a super now. And we missed it, but Azuly nailed Phantoon.
Yeah, that was really clean. Really, really clean.
Amazing. It was an amazing fight, and only took 1 hit the entire fight.
All right. Becky coming up the elevator here. Gonna be opening up the door here. So just as a reminder, folks, our runners are on 2 different routes. So it looks like Becky is way behind, but we are not going to know for sure who is ahead and who is behind until much later on in the race, after they clean up Lower Norfair and start to head over for the X-ray scope.
So Azuly is currently in one of the most technical rooms of the run. There's just so many inputs here, and it's so easy to mess up. That's a room that you can just spend an hour practicing and not get right once when you're learning it.
All these rooms are like that. You can spend forever practicing these things. I remember to get that ice clip to bot wound pretty consistent. I think I spent 45 minutes on it. And 30 minutes of it was just getting it one time.
You're in good company. There's an old YouTube comment by Behemoth on some video of Behemoth talking about how he just learned the ice clip to bot wound.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing spark by Azuly. Just gets straight through the Specky Room of Death.
Yeah, really nicely done. Again, like, AzulynoT has been pouring it on. Just tons of proficiency as they move through these rooms. Becky coming into a Phantoon fight here. Let's see how she takes this on. Come on, Phantoon, be nice. I know that's never going to happen, but... All right, AzulynoT using the turn off high jump strat that I talked about to get this E-tank. There's no grapple there, so basically has to do that, or the more proficient, like, lay a bomb in the middle of the air, which is super difficult. Come on, Phantoon, be nice. Be nice for once.
Ooh, so close. Just so close.
Oh, yeah. All right, so AzulynoT basically passed any kind of real super dangerous death spots in this game. There are still spots where bad things can happen, but it's pretty safe from this point out as far as actually dying.
So, yep, there's very little chance of dying at this point, but this is still part of the segment where health is super important, because Azuly is going to want to do a gauntlet spark.
Yep.
And is going to need every bit of health that they can save for that.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to take the ship trip. That is just a big time loss there. But I've seen runners do it, and if they want the safety, there is the ship trip there that they can take before they go do that gauntlet spark. But yeah, they're gonna want like 250 health to go ahead and do that. All right, here it comes. Pretty soon, Becky's going to be going into that spiky death room here after she picks up these super missiles. Let's see how she tackles it.
So Azuly actually took a bunch of bonks in the attic, which is going to mean that Azuly might... We're going to see how much health Azuly has for the gauntlet spark.
Yeah, it's going to depend on how many hits they take. In bowling here coming up from the spikes.
So,
so close, Becky. 15 energy makes it through. So
we're talking about how Becky has an extra E-tank and how this part is dangerous health-wise. Azuly ended up coming there with 100 more health than Becky, and had an extra E-tank. So Becky's reserves are going to pop here.
Those spikes on the bottom, weirdly enough, do much less damage than other normal spikes. You see, they only do 10 damage or so there.
The spikes are really interesting. We believe it's a layer of weak spikes over a floor of solid spikes. So if you hit it at the wrong angle or with screw attack, you can actually take strong spike damage. But we don't think that's likely, but still definitely something to be careful about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Becky now has the E-tank, so should be good. course, has to get through Spiky Death Room on the way back, but with all that extra, with the refill, shouldn't be too many problems here.
So Becky even opts to go for a slower strat that preserves all health to save the health of the Gauntlet Spark.
Yeah, pretty reasonable strat to use, especially with rooms like the attic coming up. We saw AzulynoT tackle that. If you get dinged by the key hunters and all that are in there, it can take a lot of energy out of you.
Oh, Becky's gonna go for the spark. That's why Becky was saving health.
Yeah.
Azuly was going for a strat that didn't spark.
Yeah, AzulynoT going for a speed keep. Much harder to hit, but really cool looking.
And absolutely necessary with having an E-Tank less.
Yeah. All right, there's a gravity suit for AzulynoT. Man, these work robots. Get out the way. Nobody likes you, work robots. You're just in the way. Yeah, I said it. All right, there we go. Becky getting the clip on the way back. The clip on the way back, for some reason, just oddly free as compared to the one on the way way in.
Okay, so let's see if Becky's gonna spark to these or not. Okay, Becky does not spark. That is extra health.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't think she does. So all right, here AzulynoT's gonna be coming up on picking up those criteria power bumps. So AzulynoT wanting some extra ammo and energy here, taking the ship trip. That's gonna be 15 seconds there for that. Some time will matter.
But not dying matters even more.
That's true. Certainly true. AzulynoT had well, no, probably didn't. With the spark up, probably didn't have enough.
It would have been really close. Possibly enough.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure how much. Depends on how much AzulynoT had in reserve there.
So Azuly's going to be opening the door on the far left of this room to spark their gauntlet right now. By shooting down and right by shooting off the right side of the screen.
Getting another one of those wraparound shots. Really nicely done there by AzulynoT.
And now at the end of this room, in the next room, there's going to be crumble blocks on both sides with missiles on each side, and Azuly needs to be super, super careful.
Go ahead.
Super, super careful to actually break both sides of crumble blocks. Otherwise, Azuly's going to have to loop around and lose a minute.
Yeah, nobody likes gauntlet missiles. They're just ridiculous. I think I'm pretty sure the intention was that you had to go through here twice. All right, so only not taking kind of the safety by setting that up right in the middle there. I like that. A little bit slower to do it that way, but you know you're set up to get both of them.
Especially in a race setting.
Yeah. Missing that just sucks. I think we saw that in one of the qualifiers. Somebody missed it and had to go back around. It's just the worst feeling ever. There's a gravity suit for Becky. Gonna be able to swim now.
We absolutely love how the game just dumps you directly into the ocean right after gravity suit. It's such little level design things like that make such great tutorials.
Yeah, spectacular design by the Deer Force. They really knew what they were doing when they put this game together. Also, the soundtrack is also pretty dope.
So here's another pit that Azuly can fall in and have to go around. Easier to dodge, but always a risk.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna soon we're gonna come up on our 101th, 101st fanfare, brought to us by the Eddie Coons. All right. So Becky not taking the ship trip here. Definitely has enough energy to make this spark.
Very nice run by Becky.
Yeah, this room really tricky with the rising acid plus all the spikes, and then of course the giant seahorses. I actually forget the name of those dragoons or something like that. Dragons or something like that.
Dragons, we think, or something.
Yeah.
Cocoons.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. They're not dragons.
Seahorses.
Yeah, seahorses. That's about right. Yeah, Becky definitely saving time not going to the ship. So that is nice there. Laying that power bomb here, getting that E-tank in the gauntlet. Becky gonna have to come up to those 2 gauntlet missiles pretty soon. See how she tackles that. Meanwhile, AzulynoT coming into Brinstar cleanup here. A lot of really cool strats here. Laying that power bomb, opening up to come into Mission Impossible.
And they're both going to be going for Mission Impossible. Really cool strat.
They're fans of Tom Cruise.
And Azuli nails it.
Yeah, really cool looking strat. You know, we're gonna be seeing that a lot, I think, in this tournament.
This has been such a good race.
Oh yeah. And again, folks, it looks like AzulynoT is way ahead of Becky, but they're on completely different routes. So we are not going to know who is ahead until it gets much closer to the end of this race. Right around when our runners are going to go pick up that X-ray scope. That's when we're going to know who is ahead and who is behind. So I'm honestly thinking the way that both of these runners are running, that this is really close, much closer than this would make it appear.
Yeah, this could definitely come down to just stand up or even the escape.
Yeah, baby skip, stand up, escape, stuff like that. Yeah, how you tackle the Metroid rooms in Torian, absolutely. All right, there was the Spo skip for AzulynoT. Nobody wants to see Spo. That's just a waste of, like, I don't know, 20 seconds, because it's 14 seconds a cycle, plus you have to shoot Spo. All right, Becky coming into the Eticoons, gonna get an extra fanfare. Learn how to hide, or learn how to wall jump.
Eticoons are really bad teachers.
Yeah.
The Decora, on the other hand, is a great teacher. Oh no, Becky falls.
Oh, didn't get that mock ball. That's a real short, real tricky jump to get that mock ball.
But feels so good every time.
Oh, it does. Oh, absolutely. Honestly, getting most of these tricks feels good every time you get them.
The Decora wants a hug, but Becky doesn't want to stop to hug the Decora.
No. Nobody wants to see the Decora. Not even at the absolute end of the game where you get the option to rescue the animals. Nah, it's not happening, folks. None of these runners are going to be rescuing the animals.
The animals got most of the way to the surface. They can finish it off themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Let them fend for themselves.
Becky
Yeah,
with
Mission Impossible
Mission
for Becky.
Impossible.
Sorry, I cut you off there.
Nope. You're fine.
All right. All right, so we're coming up on Meridia here. Meridia, definitely the most technical section of the game. A lot of tricks, a lot of really tight rooms, a lot of, like, space to kind of mess things up, and plus there's Bot Wound, worst hitbox in the game. Am I right?
Absolutely. Spore spawns might be worse though.
Spore Spawn's hitbox?
Yep.
I don't know. I guess just the way Bot Wound moves around, like, just makes Bot Wound feel like it's worse. Plus, we skipped Spouse, so who cares?
Hundo map is so good though.
Skip Spouse. Alright. Nice spark there, Mama Turtle by AzulynoT. Becky coming out. Gonna be going down to, the waterway. Picking up some waterway E-tanks.
We really, really appreciate the Meridia route because that route, other than a short charge for Aqueduct missiles and supers, the route has not changed at all since 2004.
No, it is. Yeah, it's really, really efficient. I think the only thing that's like, there's just been some optimizations to the way things were done, but that's just about it.
So coming up, we're gonna get to see the horrible hitbox snake. Oh! Becky did the clip.
Yeah. Cool. That's nice.
So boss fights are always a space for a huge time divergence and mistakes. So let's see what both these players can do.
Yeah, so we saw Becky lay a power bomb there. That was not a mistake. What that actually does, AzulynoT did that a lot earlier. That is going to open up that power bomb door that's up there and allow the runners to get back to Retro Brinstar, so they can clean that up much later on in the run. It's a lot of whoa, blockbuster! Look at that. Oh yeah, Becky getting that blockbuster. That's spectacular looking every time.
So swag. Both of these players have been running so well.
Oh yeah. I feel like, I don't know, with some of the stuff that Becky's been doing right now, it just got turned up.
Okay, so Becky's gonna super the crab and do a short charge on the ground.
Yeah, both of these runners have been really on fire this evening. Oh, Becky going for what looks like a spark here in the fishbowl. It's nice. It's a bit of a different strat.
Yes, right. There's a lot of sparks there, which are more consistent, but a little bit slower because the spark crash animation is just so long.
That crash animation will always get you. You think, oh, Shine Spark, it's much faster. And you got to think about how many frames that crash is. Here is a bot wound for AzulynoT. Oh no. Missed one of those particles. You can't shoot while those particles are on screen, so yeah, bot wound. Worst hitbox. Far and away.
Very nice recovery. And Hundo item, you have all the supers.
Yeah, for real. 16 supers gonna be coming into Dragon.
Full happy, full happy, full happy, full happy, full happy. Nope.
Oh no. Alright, recovered there with the spark. That's what you want to do. If you fall down there, you want to recover with that spark. Gonna be having to do the Coliseum the old boring way though. Spark's so much cooler.
Very difficult. Full happy is a very difficult trick. It's one of those tricks that you expect people to just miss half the time because it's so hard.
Or get half the time.
Or get half the time.
Yeah. Or half the time only get half of it. Aha! Aha! Alright, I got some people. Alright, Becky coming into the watering hole. This room here, it's just horrendous. This room, like every time you come in here, you're like, can I have spring ball, please? But it's locked away later on. This room's just terrible. Wild Anaconda's advice, just get through it as best you can. I think that still holds.
So
All right,
Azuly gonna...
great on kill for AzulynoT. It's gonna have to be the speed booster kill.
Ooh. That is a lot of time for Becky to gain a lead.
Oh no. Yeah, again. Yeah, AzulynoT can't shoot with those poor particles on the screen there.
Barely finishes off the super kill.
Yeah. All right.
So that was one of the disadvantages of not picking up grapple earlier. Azuly could not do a backup grapple kill.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think we mentioned that much earlier, but yeah, that's something that Becky will have in the pocket if that Dragon fight starts to go sideways like it did for AzulynoT there. Here, oh, go ahead.
Does Becky do a D factor? Yep.
For Bot Moon? Yeah, I think so. Nice. Yeah, gets the one round.
Really, really nice.
Yeah, that's... You get that. That looks so clean.
Cuddle sand.
Alright. Don't worry, folks at home. Our runners have not missed that E-Tank there. There's 3 opportunities to get that Bot Wound E-Tank. Typically, runners will pick it up kind of on chance 2 or 3 whenever they feel like they need the energy. Did Becky get the halfie there, or just miss it?
Becky unfortunately bonked the door.
Ow. All right. Again, we're seeing the Coliseum the regular way. And don't forget these precious missiles. Another little one of these hidden missiles that you can easily forget.
Okay, so Azuly did not actually go for the spark to the aqueduct missiles. So we wonder if Azuly's gonna go for the soft block blue bomber and try and get it.
Yeah, that is there is a possibility of soft lock in there with that blue bomber strat. We hope that doesn't happen to AzulynoT, but it's super swag if he gets it.
Azuly's been going for all the world record strats the entire run, so we're gonna guess that they're gonna go for it.
I would. All right, that looked really clean there as a first spark from Becky. Ooh, goop spark. That one I think was low. Come on.
Ooh. And Azuly first try springball clip. That's which gates ice first the most. And Azuly just got past the biggest block in the run.
Yeah, that strat. We talked about that a little bit earlier. It's super hard. Like it's just the setup for it is tricky. There is a setup that's very consistent, but it's much slower than what we saw AzulynoT do. And when we talked about time saves, right? What AzulynoT did, that's what's going to save you time versus that slower setup.
Azuly's going for the snail too. Azuly's going for all the world record strats. Azuly's run is so impressive.
Yeah. Look, I would think we talked about it, right? These runners are pouring it on. They are just pouring it on. Coming out, they turned it up to 120. And we're gonna see who takes it home and who goes home. This tournament here is single elimination, folks. We have a $2,250 prize pool, which is spectacular. Thanks to all our donators and sponsors for this tournament. This is awesome.
Becky not picking up the aqueduct supers either. So Becky might be going for the soft lock blue bomber too.
Could be.
So let's see what strat Azuly goes for in the plasma room. Plasma room is one of the most awkward rooms in the game because you have to kill stuff on the left, kill stuff on the right, and then go up the left.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of different ways to do it, and none of them are good.
No, not really.
Okay, so Azuly is probably going to kill the ones on the right first because Azuly went so far to the right.
Yeah.
Because if Azuly goes for the left kill first, then Azuly has gone too far. Oh, no, but Azuly's going to go... Yep, so what we're going to say is that Azuly went too far to the right before laying the powerbomb, so Azuly was going to get beam shot by the pirate. And Azuly did. But this is Hundo items, and Azuly has a ton of extra health.
Yeah. I mean, cleaning up that room, not really that much of a problem there, as we saw. Azuly able to take everything down pretty easily. Here comes the waiting here for Becky. Waiting for Shack Tool. More Shack Tool any day now.
So chat, let's get some votes. Should Becky kill Shack Tool? Should Becky kill Shack Tool twice?
An interesting conundrum. You don't want to kill Shack Tool too early though. Oh, looks like chat coming up with Shack Tool is our friend.
That's a lie.
Well, Shack Tool does help you out. So, you know, even if it is slow, they are helping you out.
So Azuly was setting up for the soft lock blue bomber, but didn't get the short charge. So
Yep.
Azuly is going to spark and avoid the soft lock risk.
Yeah, you know, that's just heads up, right? That is just absolutely heads up.
It feels like Becky has been gaining a lot of time.
Yeah, that's quite possible. This is one of those, I think we talked about this before, but just as a reminder, folks in chat, our runners are on 2 different routes, so it looks like Becky is behind, but that is not the case. There is stuff that AzulynoT has to do that Becky has already done. So we are not going to know who is actually ahead until our runners clean up Norfair and head over to go and pick up that X-ray scope.
So Becky's powerbomb position looks like Becky's setting up to go right first and then left.
Yeah, and there she is going to the right, coming over to the left. Got that pirate off the wall on the left there, which is really nice.
And Becky's going to the moonfall there too.
Yeah, she's got it. Nice. Look at that. No fall speed. Just
it's definitely
untapped.
one of the newer moonfalls added to the run.
Yeah, it's crazy how these folks are just still optimizing this game that's 26 years old in 1994. Yeah, 26 years old.
It's amazing how much TAS is still able to optimize, even after the tens of thousands of hours that people have put into that.
Oh, yeah. The tassers in general are insane. They're just crazy. All right, AzulynoT going to be coming over here to Crumble Shaft. Got to pick up those Crumble Shaft missiles. Crumble Shaft mountains. Yeah, mountains.
And we're really hoping that Becky grabs Kraid missiles before Lower Norfair, so we can see who's ahead.
Well, we still wouldn't know, right? Because AzulynoT's on that ice, that early ice route.
That's right. Becky's still gonna have to get Croc escape. Oh, Croc after Ellen. We forgot.
What's that?
Very nice save by Becky.
Yeah. Yeah, AzulynoT's gonna have to get all the croc stuff, including croc escape. So yeah. All right, that was a great D boost there by AzulynoT right into the lava room here, and it's just a standard old space jump right up to the top.
So coming up is a really, really cool trick. Gonna try and go to the right, get blue, and then spring ball jump across the pond.
Mm-hmm.
The very acidy pond. Unfortunately misses it, but it's a very difficult trick.
Yeah. Yeah, the one important thing about having the blue echoes there is it'll let you get through the flame pillars without taking any damage. And that's really what we want to see. No damage.
This is a great race. Both of these players are playing so well. You can see that they're really both at the top of their game. It's really just fearlessly going for everything. That's the spot. That's the spot where you just lose a minute and a half if you accidentally fall.
Yeah, that's an absolute disaster. But Golden Threes, though, I'm sure casually, when you first played this game, Golden Threes will give you fits. Not going to be a problem for us here tonight. Just 8 of these double hits, and Golden Threes is down.
And screw attack is gonna make everything so much easier.
Oh yeah, especially here in Lower North Fair, right? Like worst room in the game is going to be basically kind of a joke, right? So we'll see. AzulynoT's probably going for a fast pillars here.
Fast pillars is preferred over screw attacking through that, just for a little bit of lag reduction.
Yeah. Really nicely done, really clean, once again. All right, Becky going to be coming over here to Ice Beam. Does not have the Ice Beam because the early grapple route, which she's running, does not pick it up until this point in time. And then we're going to be heading down to the Crumble Shaft, and then into this Lower North Fair area that we see AzulynoT in.
Whoa, Azuly's going for a pirate D-boost. How does that actually compare time-wise?
I don't know. I like the base jump method through this room. I think you can get that really, really consistent. But I don't know. That would be interesting to see how that compares time-wise. Gonna kill these key hunters in here for lag reduction.
Yeah, that strat is really interesting because we're just thinking in our head that Lower North Fair is just so straightforward that there's very little space for creating novel strats. Mm-hmm. And Azuly does it.
Yeah. Oh man, these rooms have been really cleaned by Becky. All the space jumps, all the speed maintenance, getting the shots off. Oh, and this mock ball right into. Man, that was really, really well executed set of rooms here by Becky.
Azuly is going for the spark kill. That's actually a bit surprising.
Yeah, you don't normally see that in 100%, do you?
No, the spark kill is actually about as slow as the very beginner strat, where you just shoot down on each pirate individually.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very surprising to see that from somebody who seems to be going for world record tech everywhere else.
So again, I'll remind folks in chat, our runners are on 2 different routes. So we're not really going to know who is ahead until we come out of this lower Norfair section. Probably when we hit the elevator to go up to the Brinstar area, right? When they start to head for the X-ray scope.
Look at that. Azuly's opting to use some supers on Ridley.
So, yeah, the supers are faster DPS, so it might be something where Azuly's like, I've got supers here, I can use them. 14 supers is going to be plenty enough for cleanup and Torian. So here's a golden. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say, here's a golden Chorizo for Becky. Shouldn't be much of a fight for Becky.
Yeah, the supers on Ridley is really interesting because each super, if you do it perfectly, can save about 20 frames.
Yeah.
But it also messes up your counting. So most runners don't really even go for that because it's just mentally hard to keep track of.
Yeah, you're right. It does, doing that split division. But it might be something where Azuly's like, oh, I count to 5 here, and then I count to 10 here, or something like that. You know, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like something like that. If they've got some kind of a mnemonic or memory device where they can, you know, easily remember something like that. If you get used to it, you know, that can become a pretty easy thing.
Yeah, that's really awesome that Azuly has practiced that because very, very few people have.
Yeah, well, so that's one of the great things about watching tournaments like this, right? Is you get to see a lot of individual flavor from all of the different runners who are running this game, and there's not one way to attack this 26-year-old puzzle, which is spectacular.
So Azuly has frozen the Firefly, and it's going to try and deboost off that directly onto the frozen Firefly.
I like this. This is really close. Cool. Ooh.
So coming up is a Hot Ruby special, which is a really, really swag strat. We're going to see what Azuly does. We're not sure if it actually saves any frames over the more consistent screw attack strat, but Azuly really likes swag. Nope, Azuly's just going to go for the consistent screw attack, rather than trying to clear that out with blue.
Okay, all right, no Ruby special. I tell you what, we'll probably be seeing a Ruby special tomorrow from Ruby.
Did Ruby ever actually do the Ruby special?
I don't know, probably. We'll find out tomorrow. All right, look at this sync, picking up power bombs by both runners. Becky getting those power bombs of shame. Azuly not getting the last set of power bombs here in lower Norfair.
So we believe that Becky's going to go for the 9-second Metal Pirate strat, which is going to be 2 seconds faster than the one that it's so easy, and it's 2 seconds faster than the Spark Kill.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the 9-second one. Yeah, very simply.
Yeah, really nicely done there by Becky. Making sure to get both of the hits on with the charged plasma beam and just blowing up those Metal Pirates in one shot.
Definitely the strat we would recommend for anybody trying to learn this category.
Yeah, you can get it pretty consistently too if you just pay attention where you're setting up a shot. And here's go ahead.
Becky trying to poop a Space Falcon 20 times.
Yeah. Let's see. No troll. Nice deboost there by AzulynoT right over to that green door to come over here to the Norfair Reserve area.
We definitely consider that to be one of the swaggiest deboosts in the game, just because you fall so far if you miss it.
Yeah, chat pointing out those power bombs of shame, not so shamefully 100%. That is correct. We got to pick up all the items. We're gonna hang around until the end of the credits to make sure that our runners have actually picked up 100%. So.
Another very nice deboost.
Yeah, there's been a lot of really nice debuts, a lot of really nice tech. Both of our runners nailing some really difficult tricks all over this run. It's been fantastic to watch. And I really do believe that this is really close.
Yeah, we're sitting here going, we have absolutely no idea who is ahead, and we're really excited to find out.
Yeah, we're getting really close to that point, right? Because Becky's going to be coming up and doing that Norfair cleanup that we just saw AzulynoT do. AzulynoT's got to go down to Crocomire area here. So, you know, like I said, that time where they're going to be going up the elevator to go hit the X-ray scope, that's going to be the perfect spot. If people in chat want to kind of time it out, when the runner hits that elevator up to Brintstar from Norfair, that's when you can figure out, you know, exactly, get the specific time to see who's ahead.
Is Becky going to be able to deboost? Was that Firefly frozen a bit too high?
Yeah, I think it's a little too high. Plus the gap here, I think, is a little too much. Yeah.
Very difficult, but very swag strat.
Yeah. All right, Hold Ruby room coming up for Becky here. Let's see how she attacks that.
We like that. Directly into the power bomb. How does that compare to just laying a regular bomb with a lag?
I'm not sure. If it went off during the fanfare, probably very favorably.
And Azuli demonstrating the first use of space jump here, just getting across here.
Yeah. Yeah, this setup here for AzulynoT makes this area ridiculously fast. It's one of the reasons why this route can be a little bit faster. You can give the edge to this early ice route as opposed to the early grapple route. Again, you still got to be on when you hit all of this stuff. But our runners they're out pouring out their hearts tonight and showing you everything that they got.
And Azuli did need the ship refill, which cost Azuli 15 seconds, losing Azuli the entire advantage of this route, showing just how precise you have to be with Azuli's route in order to actually save time over Becky's route.
Yeah, you've got to be really on.
There's no room for error. Becky going for a swag boost and gets it.
Yeah, really nice. That's awesome.
So Becky here is going to try to kill as many of these enemies as she can with screw attack for lag reduction on the way in.
Yeah, all these lag reduction strats we're seeing, all this kind of stuff, you know, you when you're playing the game, you don't normally think about that stuff, but when you want to go fast, this stuff becomes really important. Oh man, this is going to be pretty close. Becky has one more missile to pick up, then goes through the Frog Speedway to get to that elevator. AzulynoT has to go out of this Croc area, pick up Croc escape missiles, and then get to that elevator. So, holy, we are looking at really close. I think I give the edge to Becky a little bit here.
This is unbelievable.
Oh man,
they're tied.
Yeah, they are really close.
Tied. They're gonna hit the elevator within 2 seconds of each other.
Yeah. This is. Look at this. They're both here in.
What?
The sync is real. Wow. Oh man. Yeah. Well, we told you folks that we weren't going to know until much later on. This is the point. We know who is ahead and who is behind right now, and it's just ever so slightly, AzulynoT.
Make sure you give these runners a follow for this amazing, amazing sync.
Oh yeah. Oh man, this is spectacular. This is not going to be over until the runners hit the ship.
Azuli has spike suit. Wow, we didn't
This
even
is
notice that. Azuli is just world recording this, stratting this entire run up.
yeah. So this is the big benefit of doing the Crocomire late is that you get this spike suit into X-ray scope. It's a huge time save. Yeah, that is really hard to keep for that many rooms too. So that's just super impressive. AzulynoT was able to do that.
Zenny Prodigy right there. So Blue Brinstar coming up is an incredibly technical part of the game, and we're gonna see how well they execute.
Oh yeah, not to mention the fact that after that we have Torian, and I mean, the way you decide to attack the Metroid rooms can lose you time. Getting grabbed by the Metroids can lose you time. Baby skip, missing that can lose you time. Like, there's just so much stuff in Torian. Zeb skip, stand up. This is still turned on, folks. This is on all the way.
A perfect Torian in the Metroid rooms requires 400 APM, so so there's so much space for improvement there.
Yeah. This is yeah, like we said, this is not going to be over until our runners hit the ship. This is that close, man. This is edge of the seat, heart pounding.
Both of them laying powerbomb in the perfect tile to get that broken exactly.
Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. You just have to know there's like a one tile that kind of hangs down, and you just have to lay the powerbomb right next to that, and you'll get it every single time. There's a Billy Mays room for both of our runners. They're both in the same room at the exact same time. Becky kind of behind by like a fanfare, maybe a little bit more.
So Azuli has not gone for the wraparound shot. Becky is going to. Becky is going to shoot a charge shot, angled down, right here to open the door on the left side of the room.
There's a little shot to that right side, so nope, didn't get it.
It has to be a charge shot, we think.
Okay, all right. Maybe it was just
And Becky did get it.
Wow, look at that, man. That is awesome. All right, AzulynoT's got this Shine Spark charge coming up the elevator here. Becky's got it too. This is really tight. No, AzulynoT nails it, getting across here. You have to jump and get right at the top of the door. If you don't, you're going to bang on something in that room. Oh, Becky Goop sparking up.
This race has been such a pleasure to cast.
Oh yeah, this is definitely one for some sort of like close race or something like that that our tournament statistics keep track of.
Yeah, somebody should submit that sync of them of the routes converging and them being perfectly synced. SpeedGaming, like have that put in highlight reels.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We don't know if either of them are watching the restream right now or listening to it.
I do believe I saw Becky in chat a little bit earlier. So I think she is hanging around. So
baby skip and stand up are going to be two major tricks that need to still happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't discount Zeb Skip, right? Like, if you miss Zeb Skip once or twice, you know that can give up a bit of time. All right. 230 missiles for Becky. That is the last item for both of our runners. AzulynoT going to be coming in. Going to be hitting the golden statue first.
Azuly with a really, really nice parrot room.
Yeah.
Let's see what each of these runners decides to do with their 30 seconds of free time.
Mm-hmm. Seen runners do all kinds of things.
This is
Practice
their chance.
the. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, gone. This is their chance to show off swag to the world.
Mm-hmm.
Or to sit back and just shake their head at how intense the rest of the run is going to be.
Look, this run has been intense the entire time. I mean, if I was running this race, I would be beyond nervous. Becky doing a little setup there, turning off screw attack, turning off Varia suit. That's going to set Becky up for stand up and Zebutite skip. Yeah, this is a tight race, folks, and it is coming down to this Torian.
So Becky has unequipped screw attack, Azuly has not. So Becky is probably going to be grouping Metroid 1, and Azuly is not. So let's see what Azuly does in Metroid 1. Azuly really going for world record strats.
Yeah, the non-group strats, I think, are just a bit faster here if you can get them, but you've got to get them. Like, these Metroid rooms are no joke with how you need to be able to move through them.
Yeah, and the way that Azuly played Metroid 1, Becky's grouping strat is definitely going to be faster if Becky gets it right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to play the fastest strat absolutely perfectly to beat the grouping strat.
Yeah. All right, AzulynoT move through room 3 here.
Becky almost got re-chomped.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Becky through room 2 into room 3. AzulynoT coming up on the baby skip. This a great equalizer. Missing this would be a big time loss.
And we see 230 missiles for Azuly, which is a great sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is definitely all 100% for missiles. All right, AzulynoT's first jump looks good. Second jump looks good. Got the baby wrapping around nicely. Taking a couple extra jumps here, probably just to ensure not getting caught. And through. Very nicely done. Here, Becky comes up on the baby skip. Ooh. This is tight. This is really, really tight.
Very, very nicely done, Azuly. Taking some extra safeties. Oh no!
Becky getting grabbed there. Is going to turn around here and face back to the right here. This is going to save 40 frames of Becky's stand-up animation. All right, AzulynoT going for the Zeb skip through the second Zebutite. Using that spring ball. And here taking on Mother Brain 1. Oh, man. All right. Becky's going to, I think, it's going to open up the Ghidorah here. And then do the refill? No. Might do a Crystal Flash. Yeah. I like this.
Which is risky because you can always just die like that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But in this situation...
go ahead.
In this situation, if you're watching the race, you have to go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's what you were talking about, Zeb skip.
Yep. Yep. Okay, Becky's through. All right. AzulynoT taking on Mother Brain 2. Oh man, this.
Okay, Becky successfully manages Crystal Flash.
All right. Crystal Flash refilled by Becky. And AzulynoT's got his stand up. Couple of things for AzulynoT to watch out for with this stand up here. Doesn't want to be too far over to the right. Wants to make sure that they're off the ground at the right points in time. So they don't get stuck to the ground. Now, they do have an X-ray scope, so they can recover certain...
Oh, Becky cannot stand up anymore.
Yeah, Becky damaging down. Gonna have to wait through the entire cutscene. Very unfortunate.
Well, Becky turned off Varia.
Yeah,
Becky turned off Varia.
Oh, no. Oh, that's... that is a shame.
That is a tragic way to lose the race.
Yeah, that really breaks the heart.
Huge shoutouts to Becky for putting what could serve real candidate for the closest race yet.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, it looks like Becky has officially forfeit from the race. So... we'll see, folks. AzulynoT does have to finish. Does have to finish with a 100% item collection. That given what we've seen number-wise from AzulynoT, I don't believe the 100% item collection is going to be a problem. But we do have to hang around to verify that. And here is an escape for AzulynoT. Yeah. Shout outs to the WhiteMageBecky here. That was a phenomenal run. It's a shame that it went wrong right at the end there.
But such a sick race.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this was probably and will be, well, I mean, one of the tighter races in this tournament. Really good match, especially this early on to see. You know, when we said these runners had very close PBs, they poured it on and showed us how close their PBs really were.
Oh, wow. Becky said that she expected the CF to fill up before reserves. We thought it would too, but it didn't. Now we're really curious what happened. GG Azuly has taken this race in first place with an official SRL race time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 55 seconds. GG.
Yeah, nicely done. Again, we're gonna have to wait through the credits, verify 100%. But we'll see if AzulynoT wants to come in and speak with us. They are Brazilian. What's that?
Azuly has said that they don't speak English that well, so looks like we are not going to get Azuly, but we are joined by WhiteMageBecky. That was an amazing race. How are you feeling?
Confused and a little frustrated.
Sorry, Becky.
Oh, that's fine. Like, what happened with my reserves? I really thought the Crystal Flash completely fills you up.
Yeah, it does. It does fill up your reserves. So why they didn't trigger there, I'm not sure. It might.
There's only 30 or 40 in there. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't going to be enough to win, but it would have been nice not to die.
Yeah. I can get behind that.
Were you listening to commentary the entire time?
No, I wasn't. I can't, because you would end up hearing it on the restream.
Did you know how close you were when the route synced up?
I saw the elevator clip where it was just a 1/10 of a second or something, which is crazy. That's nuts.
it was amazing. We've never seen anything like it.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
so Trace, I know it's a fixed amount, but I thought that fixed amount is enough to fill up all 14 E-tanks and then 4 reserves. Like, I know if you have like 100 E-tanks, it's not going to fill all of it up. But it's just like a complete lack of knowledge, which is weird, because I thought, I don't know, I was really certain that Crystal Flash like fills up everything you have. Also, did you see all those times that like my run button stopped working? That was frustrating, but it's okay. Yeah, it was fun. I had a good time, and I'm really glad that it ended up being so close, because it was hard to tell like the whole run. I was watching us two, and I was like, oh my god, he's so far ahead of me. And then when we got to Business Center, I was like, what?
Yeah, the sync was absolutely real. If that like doesn't end up as a tournament highlight clip, man, I don't know what would possibly be a tournament highlight clip, because I think you may have hit the elevator first. Like it was just so close.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to listen back on the commentary. Thank you, you two.
Yeah.
Thank you for the amazing race. Everybody, make sure that you follow Becky and follow Azuli. Both of them put on such a great race.
Yeah. And if you speak Portuguese, I do believe AzulynoT is on the Portuguese restream.
Yeah,
If you speak Portuguese, you should probably be there anyway.
Glacio, I think, was doing the restream commentary.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is awesome. Okay, I'm gonna leave. Have a good night.
All right, thank you,
Right.
Becky, for coming out and racing.
Thank you for the run.
Yeah. All right. Any other final thoughts here before we wrap it up, Reyes?
This race has such a great energy, and we hope that everybody here is as hyped as we are. And it looks like our next match is going to be in 12 and a half hours at 7 a.m. Eastern, Keku versus Hodorubi. So that's going to be a really, really awesome race. Seeing Hodorubi this is the first time we've seen Hodorubi in a tournament. Absolute legend of this game. And if you're still awake, we highly recommend tuning into that.
Absolutely. Hodorubi, ex-world record runner holder for this category. So we'll see what they bring and turn on. In addition, tomorrow we have at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Shiny Zenny versus Toasty. At 8 p.m., we're going to have Nevdi versus Kip and Andrew versus Apathy Duck. So that is a two-way. And then also at 8 p.m., we're going to have Zeb316 versus Richman 3. Wow, there's tons of races tomorrow. And we're going to cap the day off at 10 p.m., all these times Eastern Time, Kaznode versus Zeus. So check that schedule. There's lots of 100% action to come in this tournament. And we thank you all for coming out and watching. And we will see you next mission.